Hey Mark Kelly friends, welcome back. We hauled some more corn today. We got 3 loads done and we're all caught up for the month of May, so that's good. We can have a nice holiday weekend and we hope you do too. So I got a hankering for some barbecued chicken and wanted to fire the barbecue up. So we're going to do that and then maybe catch up on a few odds and ends here around the homestead, so stick around. We've already got our barbecue chicken out on the grill. So with it, we're going to do some pouch potatoes. And we're going to do some red ranch potatoes. So a little bit of olive oil here. And then we're going to take some of our Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. And we're going to go over our potatoes. You want a fairly good amount, maybe a couple good teaspoons full. We're going to wrap this up. We're also doing some pouch asparagus. So a little more olive oil on the asparagus. And then we're also going to use some of this Redmond's hickory salt. We've been using all Redmond salt lately. We buy it in bulk. We use their kosher salt and some of their salt blends. But we'll put a little bit of our hickory salt on our asparagus. And that'll be really good. So we'll wrap this up just like we did our potatoes. There's our chicken already in here. I got it on the top rack. We're cooking, giving it a little smoke at 350 till it looks really good. And then we're going to wrap it in foil just like we did our veggies. I'm cooking the little innards down here, the heart, the liver, and the gizzard for the pups. We're going to give them a treat. All right, while we're waiting for that chicken to get a nice color, let's take you out here, show you around the garden, give you a little garden update. This is our new rhubarb patch here. That is a nice red rhubarb. I forget the name of it. I think it's got like a Canadian name or something. But it's doing really well. We'll be able to pull some stalks off of this pretty soon. There's another small patch on the back side of the grain bin over there that is also coming up, so that's cool. Kelly has planted some of her flowers along this bank right here, and then also back there on that bank. It's supposed to be taller than what our buffalo grass is here, so hopefully it will spring up and be able to stay ahead of the buffalo grass. All of our Colorado blue spruce trees that we planted are looking good. All the rain we've been getting has been excellent for getting them started. And this year we bought the ones that were, I forget what they call them. They have like a root ball already on them and they're not bare root. They're doing much better than the previous bare root trees we've always got. Kelly's chocolate mint over here going crazy. It's going to have plenty of that. I need to get this border done here so we can lay more mulch in here underneath the grapes. And then look what we saw over here. We're starting to get some grape buds. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. There we go. So all these grapes will be budding out and leafing out here pretty soon. It's going to be really cool here on our new arbor. It's going to look really nice. Also, to our surprise here on our choke cherries, our wild cherries, we're going to get some cherries this year. So that's exciting. We've got another one of these wild cherry trees over there in the corner, and it also has cherries on it. Here's our self-wicking lick tubs with our greens. Our bok choy is ready to go. This lettuce is ready to harvest. Our kale is doing dynamite here. It's ready to harvest. Our spinach is starting to yellow on some of it, so we're going to give this some nitrogen in here. It's probably depleted a little bit because I think this is our oldest lick tub. And then we got to get these roses, this one here and this one here, planted. This one's got a bud going on it already, but we got a spot for those. These other pots I just need to clean out. Now here's what's left in the greenhouse. I up potted our habanero peppers the other day. These are our jalapeno peppers. These are spare or extra tomato plants. These are the ones that actually got killed by the frost, but they're actually coming back. There's leaves on all these stems, even though the other ones fell off. So don't give up on your frosted tomatoes. Let them stay for a while. Then we got some basil growing back here. And then I believe our watermelon are ready to go out in the garden. And I believe we could put our celery out in the garden as well. It's big enough to put out there. And then Kelly's got some more flowers here in the greenhouse. She's got some more over here that she still needs to put out. Her hanging pots are bouncing back after they had a little bit of transplant shock. They're looking really good. Still need to get my fan installed in that greenhouse. It's sitting in the shop ready to go. Let's take a look at the fruit orchard. Sorry about the little wind out here. So all of our fruit trees got good green going on. So that's a plus. It means we got a full orchard full of fruit trees. The most amazing one is this cherry tree over here. It's like the hardiest tree we got going on. Just beautiful green foliage on here. Very nice. I came through 2 days ago and we did another spray on our mow strip here to update that because we had some new growth. And then let's go down and check out our brand new pear tree to see if we've got some bud swell on that yet. Awesome. I was starting to worry about this tree because it wasn't coming out of hibernation, but here we go. Nice. This is our brand new Bartlett pear. Our other pear over here, remember we thought the rabbits killed it and it actually leafed out. Looks like maybe the bark is kind of repairing itself down here maybe. I don't know. But even if for some reason this gets diseased because of the attack on the bark, we have new growth from the bottom that is above the graft point. So it is a true, what the variety this pear was, I believe it's a luscious pear. So even if this doesn't live because of that damage, we have new growth on the bottom that we can turn into a tree. Kelly's clematis is coming back. All the roses are looking fantastic. Looking really good. See if we can find out where the guineas are. There's the guinea boys. They were chilling underneath the lilac over here. I don't blame them. This lilac just smells amazing when you walk by it. Very fragrant. You can smell it like 6 feet away. Really good stuff. And this is the best this tree has had blossoms yet. We trimmed it way back because it had a lot of dead growth in it. And plus we have that water on it this year, so that helps too. The guineas went back in their little run. Ruby probably went around there and chased them in. Little stinker won't leave the guineas alone, will you, Ruby? Now this peach tree here, if you remember when we purchased it, had actual peaches on it. But as I figured after that freeze, all the peaches, the little tiny peaches, fell off. They're all down there on the ground, which is fine. But we weren't going to have any peaches on this year anyway, because we don't want any peaches hanging on this little tiny tree. So we probably would have pulled them all off with the exception of maybe one on the main stem there that maybe we could have saved. But we want all the energy to go into producing a tree anyway. So now let's go check out the vegetable garden. Boy, look at those onions go. Doing so good. Looks like we need to come out and weed tomorrow morning. It's about time. It's been about 3 days. Look at all the squash. Got our collards down there that we can probably start harvesting the outer leaves. Yeah, definitely we can start harvesting collards. We have our volunteer dill right here. This is where it was planted last year. So when it went to seed, the seed went into the ground and it propagated itself. We have our cucumbers here on our trellis. These are all those excess onion bulbs that Kelly planted right down into the mulch. So that's how we're planting our onions next year. We're going to use all these for green onions. And then we had some sweet potato slips that we got from the seed store downtown. So we just threw a couple in there and a few over here. It won't be very many sweet potatoes, but if it gives us a handful, that'd be great. Our peas, looking good. Kelly got all of our tomatoes planted the other day, all the way down this row. And then we have some stevia that we planted here on the end. She's got also some marigolds and some more dill intermixed in here. She had heard that if you have dill next to your tomatoes, the cutworms will actually go after the dill because they prefer that. But never heard that myself, but I know the marigolds are supposed to help with the tomatoes. We had them planted in here last year. I left a couple spots right here for tomatoes because I'm going to go down, get a couple more celebrity tomatoes because I only got a few celebrity tomatoes that germinated. So we'll store by some and put a couple in here in the middle. And then all of our cabbages right here, broccoli, cauliflower, and 2 kinds of cabbage are in this row, looking really good. And then on the end of the cabbage row here, we're going to put all of our celery that's in the greenhouse that you saw. And then we have our butternut squash and acorn squash in this row. And then we're going to put cantaloupe and 2 types of watermelon also in this row. And then we have our other variety of peas over there. Got our peppers on the outside row here. We still have to plant our jalapenos and habaneros down here on the end. Now if you look, we got a pretty good kill on our morning glory, or bindweed as they call it around here. We got a pretty good kill, but we had some sprout up after we sprayed. So I came through 2 nights ago and we spot sprayed these, so these will be dying as well. So far we're pleased with getting rid of that. If you remember, there was a lot more right here than there is now. So we're happy that it's going bye-bye. Ruby's over getting in trouble, chasing the guinea hens. She's not doing any harm to them, but she loves chasing them, and I know that's what healers do, but we need to break her of that habit. That's the reason why we can't trust her to be out during the day, because she's still very mischievous as a puppy. So she stays in the kennel in the morning when I go haul corn, and then I let her out when I get back. I don't like locking her up like that, but we really don't have a choice right now. But she's locked up longer than that during the night, so she does okay. When we ask her to kennel, she goes right in and doesn't seem to have a problem with it. We always make sure she's got toys in there to keep herself occupied. And Brandy just sits there on the couch and watches her. Now it's still too early to tell on a lot of this tree, but the big apple tree out here, you can see that where that bloom was is starting to form an apple. That is great news. Look at that. Wow, that's awesome. Let's check out the big tree here, see if we can see any on this one. Might not be able to since this is a different variety. I think it bloomed at a different time. Yeah, it's too early here on the big tree. It's just now coming out of blossom. I'm going to go check the bees while we're over this direction. A little windy and cool for them today, but maybe they're flying. They're out and about, even though it's cool. Looks like when it cools down real good at one of these nights or mornings, I need to get the weed eater out here around these bees and give them a clear flight path. This hive here on the west side continues to be the strongest hive, but there's activity in both. These bees here are more of a bunch of go-getters than this hive over here. Now when it's a very warm day, you really can't tell the difference between these 2 hives. They're both really active, so maybe these are just more fair weather bees than the other ones. Now I do see that they are bringing pollen in, so they're finding pollen somewhere. You can see a bee every now and then come in with the saddlebags. That's nice and orange right now, so look for a bee. See that bee with the big saddlebags that just went in there? There's plenty of nectar coming in too. We know that because there's so much stuff in bloom right now that they'll have plenty of that. Now we're supposed to have some thunderstorms coming in this afternoon, this evening. but they're all south of the cottonwood tree, so we might not get anything. There's not a lot up north. It doesn't look that dark. Over the weekend we got Kelly's flower patch tilled up. We went to the neighbors and borrowed the 3-point rototiller and got this done, and then we went down and tilled their garden space for them. We did that over the weekend. So Kelly's going to kind of stair step flowers here. She always puts sunflowers along the back side, and then she'll do like zinnias and some other stuff here in the front. And then I went ahead and bush hogged some of this stuff here on the top. I've made up my mind that I'm going to go ahead and bush hog all this stuff, and we'll do all of our tall grass and all that other stuff while we're at it. And I have an idea to do with some of this grass, but we'll tell you coming up what we're going to do with that. As much rain as we've been getting, our windmill tower has been able to settle in fairly decent. I was going to wait until maybe fall to put our top, our rotor fan and everything up on the windmill, but I think we might be able to do that earlier. Ruby's back at it over there harassing the guineas. Sounds like the neighbor is either planting or disking the cornfield next to us. I'm gonna go take a look. Here's our lilacs down here at the bottom of the hill. They've never done really well down here. I don't know if they've got enough moisture in years past or what it is, but they don't really flower. I'd love to come through here if we ever take these out and ease this hill off right here to where we can actually mow all the way up to the trees like we do over here. And then all I would do is, like I did here, fill in that transition with some dirt so we got a nice gentler slope, because we've got a pretty steep spot right there. But we could fill this in, and then this would look a lot cleaner if we could mow all the way up to the trees up there. Looks like he is disking, getting ready to plant. With the rain we have coming up, it would be a good time to get the seed in the ground. Otherwise he'll have to run his pivot to get that corn up, because we haven't had any rain in a while. Now, one of my upcoming projects, this is the boundary line, our property line here on the north side of the property. I want to come through here and trim these trees and then bush hog down the property line here, so we can actually use this as a kind of an access road going all the way around to the back. It's almost clear now, but we just have a few trees that we need to trim to be able to get the ROPS bar on the tractor through there. Is that another tractor out further? Yep, they are planting as well, so they're disking right ahead of the planter. Cool deal. Stuff like this here is what I got to take care of. Cut all this loose so we can get through here. And then there's some trees in the way down there that we'll have to cut. You can see inside the shelter belt we've got a lot of firewood that we can cut up and use inside the shop. It'll also be nice to get this road clear, so when we start replacing some of these evergreens in the shelter belt, we can get through down here to water them and such. My buddy Matt and his wife Kathy are coming here probably about 2 weeks. They'll be here. Maybe I can talk him into helping me clear this little road out here. A lot of our Chinese elms that were planted very early in this property's existence are dying out. They've got diseased, and they're all dying and falling over and need to be trimmed out of here. And this is where I want to come through, and once we clean it up, replace them with evergreens that have foliage. I don't want to say foliage because the evergreens have needles, but the tree will be full all year long, even in the winter, and it will block the wind in the winter also, because all these deciduous trees lose their leaves in the winter. So it'd be nice to have more evergreens, and there are a lot of small ones sprouting up, so that's good. Ruby, no. You're asking for trouble. Come here. Come on. So right here towards the back, the road takes a turn to the inside and goes up this hill. I've already done a little dirt work here. I need to do a little bit more to soften this hill here. I'm going to do that in the next few days with the tractor. You can see these trees were kind of planted in rows. So once we get this stuff cleared out, we'll be able to actually drive down the rows also, which will also be handy for when we start watering trees in here. But there's a lot of down dead stuff that we can put that brush crusher to work in here. Here's where the road will go down, and then it ties in with the back of our property here. This is our property line going way up that way. Starting to sprinkle. We need to go check on our chicken anyway. Ooh, our chicken is ready to wrap. Let's get her wrapped up. Okay, we got a double wrap on our chicken. We put on our potatoes and our asparagus. We're going to close this baby up for another hour. We've got our little doggy treats out. Kelly will be home in about an hour, and that'll be perfect. I'm going to go get some iced tea and come back out here and sit down. Well, I love pouch meals. They are so easy to get dinner on the table. You can go do other things while that stuff just cooks on its own. You already got the heat going in the barbecue. You might as well utilize it. Got our iced tea, baby. Well, we went by the P.O. box today and we got a special surprise. One of our regular viewers, Terry McKinney, sent us a nice package. It had some alphabet pasta for when Ramona gets here. We can make alphabet soup. That's the neatest thing. I've never seen that in the store. So that's super cool. And then she sent us a nice magazine that's got some really good pickling and fermentation recipes in it. So we're definitely going to try some of that. I've been wanting to do pickled onions for a long time. And I don't know why I haven't done it. It's super easy. And then she also sent Kelly a nice apron that is really cool. Looks like an apron when you put it on, but it's got a drawstring on the bottom that you can tighten, and it makes like a little kangaroo pouch in the front for collecting veggies and eggs and stuff like that. I guess I could use it too, but it looked kind of girly for me, but I guess nobody watches out here out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that's good. Another thing I wanted to mention that's really cool, our friend Ricky Wright down in Tennessee. Remember, he paints those old school signs and car doors and stuff like that, if you remember from a few videos ago. He's got his own YouTube channel now. Pretty cool. It's called Old School Sign Painting with Ricky Wright. Look him up on YouTube. I'll put the link to his channel in the description of this video. Show him some love. It's really cool, the work that he does. He's only got a couple videos out, and him and his son are working on getting their YouTube channel together and learning how to film and all that stuff. So go check him out. It's super cool, the work that he does. Hey pups, are you guys ready for some treats? Brandy. I said Brandy. Here, Brandy. Now, Ruby, it's your turn. There you go. Got to take turns. Okay, Ruby, your turn. Excuse me, that was Brandy. Here you go, Ruby. Ow! Don't be so aggressive there, chick. Brandy's turn. Ruby's turn. That's all, pups. All gone. Don't blow your nose on me. Sure is beautiful out here tonight. Even Ruby thinks so. Guineas are out wandering a little further now from the coop, and they're eating bugs like they're supposed to. They're supposed to help with the tick population, so we're going to get some more of those. Kelly's got a line on some we're going to go pick up tomorrow, about an hour away, so we're going to increase our flock a little bit. They make really good watchdogs too. Anytime somebody pulls in the yard, you'll hear them go off. All right, we can smell the chicken really good, so it's time to turn this baby off. And then with this barbecue, when you turn it off, you have to put the dampers back in, and that kills all the fire. The Kelly half of Mark Kelly Farm is home, and there's our chicken. I take all the skin and bones off for Kelly because she don't dig that stuff, but there's mine. You know your chicken's tender when you pull the skin off and the bone comes out with it. But the guy with the guineas called. I guess we're going to go down there tonight and pick them up. So we're going to eat dinner real quick and get on the road because it's about an hour away. All right, we're going to load up and go pick up those guineas. We'll see you when we get back. There's the new guinea Keats. We got them home. They're going to get acclimated in here. They've got plenty to eat and drink in Kelly's brand new brooder. What do you pups think? Should we call it a day? Huh? Should we call it a day? Well, whether they want to call it a day or not, I am. It's been a long day. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Say bye, Kel. We'll see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy. We love you. Come back and see us here on Mark Kelly Farm. Thanks for watching.